I'm Brandt the Beast Cooper from Moline, Illinois. Train with F1 Fight Team. Been working really hard. I'm always training to get better.
My name is Pedro Nunez, and I'm from Columbus Junction, Iowa, and I train with the Skunk River Grappling Club.
He's a strong opponent, well-rounded, likes some takedowns.
Seen a little bit about him. Tough guy. He's got great hands. He's pretty good at Muay Thai on the ground. Yeah, he's just one of the toughest guys.
His wrestling's good. Like I said, he's got good takedowns, but I'm always training to get better. I'm training in all areas. There's always room to improve.
Everything I've seen, he looks like he's going to be one of the toughest fights I've had recently.
Anybody can just go on there and look at your previous fights and try and study what you're going to do. I like to switch it up.
Just be ready to bang, man. I don't know who all you fought. I've seen one or two guys that you have fought, and they didn't look anything what I have. I'm
in there to hurt him. He's in there to hurt me, and it's time to bang. It's time to go.
We are ready for fight number 7 here at Cage Aggression 15. Dedication, making his way to the cage. Brandt the Beast Cooper from Moline, Illinois, representing F1 Fight Team.
Definitely big fans of Brandt Cooper, and I guess we shouldn't be biased, I guess, and say things like that. But seeing someone like him who's been very supportive of what we do, we appreciate him, and we also have seen his evolution in the cage. I know a lot of times I'm on Facebook, and I see one of his profile pictures that shows just the change in his body. And I look at that and I just say, man, that shows his dedication to the sport. We all know that he got injured earlier in the year, and he's going to be trying to bounce back from that at this point. How tough is it to come back from an injury, especially a knee injury, after a few months or so? How tough is that to get back in there and have to probably struggle with your confidence and wondering if that knee is ever going to give out on you again?
That's what it is. I've gotten lucky and didn't have a lot of injuries, but coming back, it's more of a mental game too. You're afraid to go 100%. You're afraid to move on it. But, you can come back, obviously, and he's done that. But, yeah, he's just one of those fighters, too, that has gotten better each and every fight. And that's what it's about. It's improving from your last fight and getting better the next time. And that's what we see with Brandt every single time. And I guarantee you we're going to see that tonight. Making his way to the cage, Pedro Lionheart Nunez, representing Columbus Junction, Iowa, and Skunk River Grappling Club.
You're having a chance to talk to Pedro before the fight tonight. He specifically mentioned that he was going to go in there and just let his hands fly. I think a lot of times, and we're sort of continuing this conversation from earlier, but I ran into different fighters and, walking around, and I always ask them, one of the most important things I always ask them is, how do you deal with having so many things in your head? Do you want to use those things, or do you want to just go in and let it fly? And it sounds like exactly what Pedro wants to do tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Cage Aggression Amateur Welterweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 170 pounds. He trains with the F1 Fight Team and is sponsored by Garden City Tattoo, Cooper's Lawn Service, and Backyard Graphic Design. Joining us from Moline, Illinois, Brandt the Beast Cooper! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 173 1/2 pounds. He trains with the Skunk River Grappling Club and is sponsored by Manhood Fightwear, Sugar Lumps, Schottenkirk's, Prime Design, and Vels Amigos. Joining us from Columbus Junction, Iowa, Pedro Lionheart Nunez.
We are ready for the 7th fight of the night here at Cage Aggression 15 dedication. Brandt Cooper versus Pedro Nunez. Nunez in the black and yellow trunks. Cooper in the gray and yellow. Sometimes too, man, just kind of waiting for that first shot.
Nice counter punch there by Cooper.
Kind of turned around Nunez a little bit. Nunez might not want to commit all the way into shots like that, too. He's going to find himself in the wrong end of a shot with Cooper. That's where, too, when he goes in like that, to have the knee ready, that's Cooper just to kind of remind him. Nice kick still coming from Nunez. Come in that slow, Cooper can really counter those too. The combo was a little bit slow, but
also you can notice that his chin is almost straight up. That's asking for a knockout. Nice knee right there.
Cooper, 2 big knees. Great job from Nunez trying to fight through those though. Lands a body shot. Cooper's loading up the right hand too.
Really like the footwork by Nunez. Really active on his feet. Very light on his feet too.
He's leaving that kick, just ready to go. And after a while, they do add up. We always talk about that. Nice sprawl from Cooper. Big knee again. And this is what we were talking about, man. Like you said, it's really interesting and good to see Cooper improve so much. He looks like a different fighter this time than he did last fight. He's got to go in right there, though.
Right.
He had him up against the cage pretty much. He's got to commit to something going in. 1, 2, 3, back out, something like that. And Nunez hasn't really shown anything yet for Cooper to be afraid of any type of power. Even right now, I would think that you would want to capitalize and kind of go
in. Yeah, carry on, keep going.
Get a nice 3-4 hit combo flurry and then back up out of there. Ooh. Nice body shot from Nunez, comes through to Cooper.
Big body shots there by Nunez. Big knees by Cooper.
Too. Another big knee.
Big knees by Cooper.
Nice sprawl again.
Nice body shot right at the very end.
Oh, great body shot from Nunez at the end of that round. Cooper's knees have gotten better though, man. He just rips your head in and drives those knees home. Cut under the eye of Nunez too, maybe from a knee, but
I like how active Nunez was early on in the round, but then as the round went on, he sort of slowed his activity down. If I was his corner, I'd be telling him right now that intensity that he had early on, he's going to have to continue to do that.
Cooper looking very confident going in there, knowing he's got a slight edge over Nunez going into the second round. got to be able to see that cut on the eye too, and I'm gonna be curious to see if he exploits it a little bit and just goes right in for it. Nice front kick. And that's his bread and basket. Like you were saying, that kick. If it's working, why not keep doing it until Cooper chooses to check it.
You can see Cooper's leg is getting red, so those shots are landing.
And he's not checking it, so might as well. It's also probably frustrating though as a fighter when your opponent doesn't check your kick. You're wondering, is it hardened? Is it not registering, or what's going on here? So it's a little mental aspect too.
It's like Nunez is really comfortable trying to counter, so you have both fighters sort of sitting waiting to counter.
Right. Good sprawl again from Nunez.
Nice trip takedown.
Nice trip from Nunez.
Nice body shots there by Nunez on top.
Very aggressive. I mean, you get points on that for sure. Trap, got to get that right arm out. Trap a bit underneath Nunez right now. Nunez capitalizing on this position, really getting those body shots so we can hear over here.
Cooper trying to keep his elbows tucked in or protect against those body shots. When you start having that happen as your opponent, you're going to have to realize that, man, he's covering up for these body shots. It's going to leave the head wide open.
Shots. Nunez are a little bit more effective right now as the body shots. Cooper trying to do some open hand smacks to the head. Nice job right there, kind of, playing possum and then popping up, getting a shot in, and then going back under from Nunez. So little things like that kind of add up.
And Cooper is leaning on Nunez's right arm, trying to keep that arm pinned in, but it's also preventing him from really doing too much as well.
Cooper trying to, maybe get an elbow in. Give it to Nunez, I think.
Definitely.
Just a slight edge, had the dominant position most of the round, which makes the third round great because I did give the first round for me to Cooper, edge it out just a bit too. So going into the third, both fighters too, I think that feeling out first 30 seconds is over now. Both fighters know that, Cooper doesn't want to be on the ground. So Nunez doesn't want to be standing really. Each fighter's going to try to do their own thing and see what happens here.
Right, really want to see the type of intensity that each of these fighters bring in this third and final round. It's definitely up for grabs for either guy.
Shot right there he's lucky to have gotten that just because it was he's a little bit tired, but he still went for it, got it, and that's fine.
Nunez definitely feels like his advantage is on the ground right now.
And it is. I mean, it is. He's in a dominant position again. He's got Cooper on his back where he doesn't want to be at, and if he stays in this position, he may take this fight.
And he's also doing enough to stay active on top. Those body shots count for points. Cooper's going to have to really try to be active. Like we always say, turn on that hip, sort of squirm out and see if you can get this thing standing up again.
Either that or, even get the underhooks from underneath and just quick flip over. Easier for us to say that from right here, but, get that reversal and get on top. Use the cage wall walk, that we haven't seen that tonight yet. One of those things where you use the cage can be your friend, the cage can be your enemy. Big body shots coming from Nunez right now.
And Cooper is sort of holding on with his left hand, just sort of keeping Nunez's head, you know, in one spot, which really isn't doing anything. He should be trying to use those to land a few shots to the face.
I mean, it's doing the same thing for him as he's doing to Nunez. He's taking away his arm to hold Nunez's arm, so it's really kind of a stalemate when you do that. This is where, I mean, Cooper too's got to be really, really active, get that last bit of energy, and just squirm your way out, blast your way out, try to do anything to get out of this position.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something.
Very frustrating.
Right, to score points, to be
right there,
offensive.
Yep, using the cage, something almost gets a reversal too, so close. And he knows it too. You're trapped. It's frustrating. It's tiring. Exhausted. It's the third round. Looking for the guillotine choke. A little slippery though, so it's going to be tough to get that.
Nice fight by both gentlemen right there. I think Nunez may be able to come out of this one with a W, especially with his just being able to be on top, be in that dominant position, and also landing, you know, a flurry of body shots pretty much the entire time while he was on top.
Right, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard for your decision. Judge number 3 scores this contest 30-27. Judge number 2 scores this contest 30-27. And judge number 1 scores this contest 29-28. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Pedro Nunez.